testimony, 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 my friend, I testimony, testimony, overcame, I testify, I testify. Glory to God, you have come with testimony, 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 will testify. Oh yeah, I'm full of testimonies. TBC has put a new song in my mouth. Oh, so good. Please enjoy with me if you have a testimony. If TBC has done something for you, enjoy this song with me. Testimony, testimony, so full of, oh, I'm so full of praise. Testimony, testimony, testimony. I have come to tell you how I overcame poverty. Testimony, my mouth is full of praise. Testimony, how I overcame. I overcame. Thank you, TBC admin. Because of you, we can sing songs like this. Our mouths are filled with testimony. Sharing testimonies every day in our lives. wishes me to prosper. I have come with stories to tell. Testimonies. Take a look at me, you can see. Testimonies. All around me, testimonies. 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 Overcame. I testify. Testify. Sorry to tell you testimonies, 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 how I overcame, I testify. Hello, I want to greet everyone for being here. Today is actually my very first live broadcast. I just hope I don't disappoint my viewers. Today I actually want to share my testimony. TBC has filled my mouth with testimonies. I have testimonies every day. I'm going to share my testimonies with viewers all over the world, all the physicians, to encourage someone who is still feeling so down, to give hope to someone who feels he has been left alone. I'm going to tell someone how I overcame poverty. Wow, I have overcome poverty. And thanks to TBC, thanks to God who gave this initiative, this vision to the TBC admin. And a very big thank you to the TBC admin who did not keep this to himself. There are so many people who are in the grave with their vision. There are so many people who are in the grave with their dreams. There are so many people who are lying in the grave with their potential, with something that they would have used to transform the life of thousands of people living in poverty, living in misery, living in stagnation. But no, they choose to die with the dream. That's why I'm so grateful to the TBC admin because you will not be counted among those who went to the grave with their dreams and visions and potential, but you will be counted among those who change the world. I cannot continue without thanking Mbe the Great. He has been awesome in the life of the Tibetians in Cameroon and the world at large. When he got this piece of information about the billion coin, he didn't keep it to himself. And grace to that, that those of us in Cameroon came to know about the billion coin and we are enjoying its benefits. Before he got to know about the billion coin, there were, so, there were other Cameroonians who knew about it before him, but they kept their mouths closed. They wanted to enjoy it by themselves. So Mr. Mbederi, I call him Bed the Great. Thank you very much. You didn't just seal your mouth like the others. You went ahead spreading the gospel. Even in the most difficult times, you still did not keep quiet. When we are down, we look at you. There is this constant smile on your face and constant courage that always give us hope that TBC is not like the others, but that it has come to stay. Before I start sharing my testimony, I want to say hello to Mr. Fordieudonné. Thank you, sir, for honoring my invitation. I know you're not going to let me down. You've been by me from the very first day of our journey. You know what I'm talking about, right? Thank you very much. Thank you, American Luck. Wow. Great Tibetan couples. Keep the fire burning forever. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for showing up in my first live broadcast. I want to say thank you to Mr. Mbe the Great. I've congratulated you already. We are so grateful. Cameroon is blessed to have you as a leader. You are actually the right path to follow. You are like the light unto our feet and a lamp unto our. We will continue to follow you, sir. We will continue to support you and we will continue to do just like you want us to do because we trust in you. Thank you very much. Today I'm going to be sharing my testimony. It's my very first live broadcast, so I want to start with a testimony. I joined TBC in 2016. I'm one of the pioneer members of TBC Cameroon. I've not been doing live broadcast because, you know, stage fright, print fright, and everything. But I have decided to take up the challenge and to come live because I know it's another way of spreading the gospel of TBC. I joined TBC, like I said, in 2016, and it was a, what can I say? It was like an adventure to me because before I joined TBC, I had done other networks that led to failure. And I told myself I'm going to venture into this one. Let me give a try and see what is going to come out of it. And in 2016, I joined with very small sum of money. Very small because I didn't want to take any risk of losing money anymore. So I decided to come in with something very small. And before I joined the Billion Coin, I am a graduate, yes. I went to school, when you're in school, especially somebody like me who did a professional training, our lecturers gave us this hope that immediately you're done for your companies will come knocking at your door. So when we came out from school, we had this hope, we have this dream, we had this expectation that life is going to be easy. But my dear TVCians, it wasn't the way they told us. It was difficult. We dropped applications everywhere. At one point in time, we would just write bulk of applications, go to the cities, the big cities in Cameroon like Douala and Yaoundé. And whenever you stand in front of a company, you look at the name of the company, that is when you fill in the name of the company on the application form because we could not really start addressing them. And we did that for like 1 year consecutively because we didn't want to lose focus. Nothing came out of it. We decided to step down. That maybe we were aiming too high. Let's no working experience. Let's start with minor jobs and so on. And my friends and I were like three of us got into teaching. My dear, teaching in Cameroon, especially in private schools, is not something one can boast of. It is actually exploitation. I was teaching in a secondary school in my town in Limbe, where I was placed on a salary of 40,000 francs. But I was teaching for 28 hours per week. I was teaching from Form 1 to up 6. I was teaching about four subjects. Yeah, four subjects. You can imagine how tedious that was. We had to put food on the table. We had to 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 keep body and soul going. And at the end of 1 year, I was finished. Look at me, I'm not even very fat. I was finished and I'm looking very fat now. I was like, they call me bonga fish. So lean. Some people will call me spaghetti. Some people will call me bonga fish. So lean and always looking exhausted. No beauty at all. I'm not too fair that I was looking like a very dark person. You need to trek under the sun, go to school, come back. You have so much to do. At the end of the day, you are exhausted. And I told myself, I can't continue like this. Why I couldn't continue was because I have a dream. I have this thing burning in me to become a CEO. And I knew that staying in that kind of job would not actually was not actually heading me to the kind of life I wanted to live, the kind of future I'd always dreamed of. So I decided to quit and said, okay, teaching is actually not on my path to becoming the CEO. So it would be better for me to go into business. I started a business. Let me share with you. Yeah, it's my first day and I came prepared. I started a business in my house. I started making beads. I learned how to make beads and I started making beads. I want to share my screen with you. Now, when I started making beads, it was not still easy. You know, you have to a bit like this, like the one I'm sharing, has to take you about you need about 3 to 4 days in order to complete a job like this. And it wasn't easy because you are going to have back pain. Seeing my screen. I hope you are seeing my screen. You are going to have backache. You are going to have your head is going to ache. You are going to have all the aches all over your body. You know, I said I was going to start off with something like this. You can see it is beautiful. That's my handwork. Thanks. So it, now in my mind, I'm going to start up a business and see and through that business, I'm going to become the CEO because that's what kept me going. And I started this. It was beautiful, but it was so tedious, just so tedious. Like I said, a job like this will take you 2 to 3 days for you to complete one. Something like this other one, you really need to have others to work with you. At times you need to get apprentices, at times you need to get people to help you like this one. One person cannot actually do this. You need about 2 people. And you know, trying to get people to help you all the time was not easy since I was just a beginner. Now with time I started growing, but I was not satisfied in within me. People, it was actually good. People were buying. I tried to sell one on one. I'd make them and keep for them asking for it. And I decided to stop that. Turn into something different. Because of what life threw at me, I have learned so many things. I have learned to do so many things. So this is one of the things I learned over the years. This is liquid soap, um, that's dishwash, hand wash, and camel water. That we call it in French, eau de javel. I tried to share this idea with so many people, and few people bought the idea. The very first person I shared this idea with looked at me and laughed and told me, and Dorothy, you know what? A five salary, 5 digit, I assure you, nobody is going to buy this. And I told the person, you haven't even seen what I have to make. But one person, just one person encouraged me. And the one person's encouragement was good enough for me to embark on this. Mr. Then the Great told me, you have something doing. You want to become the CEO while looking for a job. Get into this and see what comes out of it. I went into this. This is my factory, and I was producing. Now, when I did the first samples and people saw that it was good, I had this partner who came in with much money. Then 3 million francs was like a very huge amount of money to me. So he brought in 3 million and told me, this is it. We are going to start this business. I was so happy. Now, when everything was done, test the testing part to make sure the soap is actually good for consumption. the partner turned into something else. He didn't want to get into partnership deal with me. He didn't want to. Instead, on the contrary, he was trying to send in people to come and steal my formula. Trying to come up with something like this, and somebody comes behind to steal your formula. It's like it's like somebody snatching your baby away from you. I felt so bad. I felt terrible. I felt like my dreams were not going to come true. Despite all the hard work, I was still looking like this. Yeah, that's me. You know, you leave the factory, you come home, you're very exhausted, chemicals will burn your body. See how lean I was. No matter what I do, it was not just going. And one early morning, oh my God, after praying to God for a change, I was actually praying for a change, and TBC came. I looked at the billion coin, looked at it, went into the blog, tried to read the admin's visions and everything. And I said, "See, honestly speaking, all like this and they have gone. But I will not give up because others came and go. I'm going to venture, I'm going to, yeah, venture into this." And I started with very minimal amount of money. I gave it to Mr. Mbe. He registered me. We started working together. With time, he now told I can. TBC is money. We started educating ourselves, started going from one place to the other. We started having our small seminars, like a seminar like this. Money started coming in gradually. Before I quit that job, that soap production, I told my partner I am quitting because I've gotten something that will enable me to employ you with time. He looked at me and said, "Marika, are you crazy?" I said, "Of course, TVC is driving me crazy. The kind of money I'm going to have will be something that you will come and be my employer. I'm going to employ you." And he thought I was joking, and I quit the job. And this is my formula. This is what I know how to do. So nobody is going to steal it from me. So I'm going to keep it low for a while and concentrate with the billion coin and raise money with the billion coin. Then I can be able to create the kind of coin I want. You see this was our early days. Wow. Some people are here and some are no longer with us. Along the line. But we are there. And after the seminars, when money started coming in, it wasn't like this. So this started happening when money started coming in. That after the seminar, we'll go and chill. Want to show that TBC is good. We are enjoying money. We are selling. We're actually selling. We're making money only from sales. From one seminar to the other. From one seminar to the other. Before I knew it, I started presenting. There, the great actually trained us, and you're going to see the difference. I started presenting in seminars. I started looking different. It's no longer that the first picture you saw in my green gown. I started looking better and better. My mom looked at me and said, "That TBC is really good." I told her, "You can say that again. It's less trainers. You make money every day. You see a beautiful picture like this." I started dressing better. Now, at this stage, I now started buying things with TBC. I heard of testimonies from people buying stuff online with TBC. I said, "Let me give a try." I went into I saw some nice shoes online and I ordered for the shoes on Facebook. When the seller brought the shoes to the house, four pairs, and I said, "Can I pay in TBC?" And she said, "What's TBC?" I said, "The billion coin." I explained to her an abundance-based cryptocurrency that increases every day from 1 to 5%, that is there to eradicate poverty, lifting humanity out of hunger and misery. And I went further by telling her, "Don't you want to own a very big business of your own? This is the right place to invest." And after explaining to her, showing her the TBC calculator, she said, "Pay me in TBC." I was like, "Wow, this is working." It's working for me too. So I'm going to be amongst those who bought things online. And I started looking better and fresher and enjoying TBC money, solving so many family problems. I actually paid my debt, a debt of 3 million francs in TBC. How I got into that debt, only God knows. Actually, I paid my debt, just when I paid my debt of 3 million francs. It was like, yeah, I had paid my debt of 3 million. You see the difference? It was like a very big yoke taken off my shoulders, a debt of 3 million francs. A yoke taken, a burden taken off my shoulders. Please, if you have somebody you're owing, don't be afraid to tell the person if you can pay in TBC. Ask. If you don't ask, you won't know if a person is going to accept it or not. And I asked, "Can I pay in TBC?" Because if I pay your debt in TBC, in 1 year time, you're going to have 10 times that amount. And you're going to recover for all these weeks or months that I have been owing you without paying, if you had invested that money into any business. But this one is going to pay you 10 times whatever you would have used that money to do. The person accepted, and I paid my debt. That day, I celebrated, I danced for joy. So you see, TBC is taking me from one level to the other. Now, before I continue sharing my testimony, I want to see those who have come. I know some people came later. I just want to greet all those who are just coming in. I want to greet Terence, Terence from Mutengene. I'm sure that's Terence from Mutengene. Terence, you're welcome. You're welcome to my TBC live broadcast. This is my very first broadcast. I want to say thank you, Pastor Detail, for honoring my invitation. Thank you, Pastor Detail, for honoring my invitation. I hope you can hear me very well. Thank you, Ephraim. Thank you for being here. You're all welcome to my live broadcast. It's been a great journey with all of you.